that clip that we played, that he's saying, everybody's kissing my butt. They're actually not, because China has accused the United States of blackmail and declared that Beijing would fight to the end. The Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, has said its friendship with the U.S. is over. Australia's Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, said Trump's tariffs have no basis in logic, are not the act of a friend, and he called them totally unwarranted. Macron from France, he said the tariffs are brutal and unfounded.
Who said that?
Man, we're all fucked up,
In a rare and unexpected twist that has stunned viewers across the political spectrum, Joe Rogan, the famously independent podcast host known for his libertarian leanings and criticism of mainstream media, voiced total agreement with the View co-hosts over President Trump's handling of tariffs, specifically the newly proposed 104% tariff on Chinese goods. During a recent segment on The View, the hosts launched into a fiery and critical conversation about the economic chaos surrounding the tariff decision. Joy Behar bluntly said, "He's trying to destroy the country," questioning Trump's motives behind destabilizing the economy. She theorized that by tanking the market, billionaires could swoop in and buy assets at rock-bottom prices, a theory also echoed by Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. She added that Trump might even be sowing chaos to grab power and move toward authoritarian control. Whoopi Goldberg didn't hold back either, mocking the idea that countries were kissing his ass to make trade deals.
Chaos continues as you know who slaps a 104% tariff on China. But last night he stuck by his story that all of this is going according to plan. Take a look.
These countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. They are dying to make a deal. Please, sir, make a deal. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, sir. And then I'll see some rebel Republican, some guy that wants to grandstand, say, I think that Congress should take over negotiations. Let me tell you, you don't negotiate like I negotiate.
Sonny Hostin pointed out how this approach to trade is fundamentally flawed. Navarro doesn't understand. You can't just isolate a global economy, she warned.
We keep on failing to remember is that he bankrupted 2 casinos. He had 6 bankruptcies. Nobody does that. He's just not a good business person. He doesn't understand economics. His professor at Wharton Business School basically said he was the dumbest student he'd ever had in his career. And I mean, these are just facts.
Alyssa Farah Griffin, a former Trump staffer herself, echoed the same concerns, adding, Peter Navarro is someone we actively tried to keep away from the president. His protectionist ideas are outdated and dangerous. She urged Americans not to buy the dip, warning that even the wealthy are losing money under these chaotic economic policies.
In Elon Musk, who I don't agree with on much of anything, I don't know why he's overseeing Doge. I'd actually love to hear from him on tariffs. He has experience running a business. He employs 100,000 people in this country. He understands supply chains. That's someone who, this would be a good time for him to chime in and
He wants a zero tariff for everyone.
He doesn't want any tariffs.
But I also think it's interesting in that soundbite, Trump was saying, nobody negotiates like me. But he said multiple times he's not negotiating. So this is part of the problem, is that it's all chaotic. Tariffs could be in your toolbox. You could use these in a strategic way, but he's so zero-sum in his thinking that he slaps it on everyone. Not Russia, but like all of our allies, all of these other people. And he just does it so
willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
In a moment that shocked even his most loyal listeners, Rogan addressed the segment on his podcast and said, I don't say this often, actually. I never say this, but The View is absolutely right on this one. He continued, what Trump is doing with these tariffs is hurting American consumers, small businesses, and even the big guys like Elon. This isn't strategy, this is self-sabotage. Rogan pointed out that the trade war isn't just theoretical anymore, it's hitting people in their wallets. Prices go up, investments go down, the stock market shakes. Meanwhile, nobody has a clear plan except I negotiate better than anyone else. That's not a policy, that's a slogan. What makes this alignment so historic is that Joe Rogan and The View co-hosts rarely, if ever, agree. They've often clashed on topics ranging from vaccines to politics to gender issues. But on this topic, the direct harm Trump's tariffs are doing to the American economy, they are shockingly on the same page.